welcome to a homespun house. I'm Molly and thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like I have had such a good week. Why? I don't know. I don't know why it's actually been different than any other week. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the sun, maybe it's the warmth, but the week has just been so fabulous. I don't know. It's been, like I said, it's been really warm and really sunny. And while I actually haven't got a lot of knitting and spinning and handcraft in, it still turned out to just be so wonderful. I've just had such a nice time with my friends, with my family, and it's been really lovely. I can talk maybe a little bit more about that later if I remember. Today I'm going to hop right into things that I'm working and do things a little bit out of order today and see if you guys maybe like this format better. I would like to know what you would kind of like the opening of my podcast to be. Usually I have a story, some sort of tips. Usually it's kind of like sharing time is the opening of my episode, or I have a topic. But today I kind of want to try and just hop right into what I'm working on. So let's just grab whatever project bag I grab and see what's inside of it. So this is the first thing that I'm working on is in this project bag, which is one of my favorites. I'm kind of naughty because I've just quickly thrown this in here. It's one that's listed in the shop. This is one of my favorite fabrics. It's so beautiful and shabby chic, and I really love it. So I'm still working on my Regia Socks, and I saw that one of my Instagram friends, also a viewer, loves sock wool, that she purchased a skein of this, so that's cool. I'm excited to see how they turn out. So here's the first one. I finished it, and I just went ahead. I completely forgot that I talked about doing a different sort of toe on this sock, and I just did my standard toe. So here that one is fish lips kiss heel. I think that's the first time I've gotten that right off the bat, saying it correctly. Usually I'm stumbling over my words on it. So here is this sock, and these ones will go to my grandma rather than the other ones. They're totally more her style. She's so into this. She doesn't dress actually very, very colorful, but gosh, what's my grandma's style? She really likes Scandinavian jewelry. She's always wearing some sort of pretty Scandinavian silver bangles, really pretty kind of longer necklaces. I love her style in jewelry. It's amazing and so trendy, but in a classy and not cheap trendy. She has very, very nice pieces that have lasted her years, and always pretty kind of dangly sterling silver earrings. And anyway, that's totally off track, but she always has little pops of color. Her socks, sometimes she knits these bracelets. They're really cool, very, very simple. Robert has one and he wears it very often. It's tones of navy and gray. I maybe if I remember next time I'll show it on the podcast. She knit one for me, but I have very, very small wrists and it slides even off of my hand all the time. So I can't really wear it, which is a shame. And I'd even tried felting it, but it's sock yarn and it has nylon and superwash wool, and of course it didn't felt. So yeah, she throws in random pops of color from time to time, either in jewelry or sometimes in socks. And so I think these are fun. And she loves rainbow things. So I have the first one finished, and the second one is basically finished as well. I think I have maybe another hour left on it. I have a whole another repeat of the stripes. So I have about this much left on the foot. So I would say about an hour's worth of work. And again, I think this happened last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. There's a soccer or football game on tonight, and Robert's going to watch it. And I'll sit and maybe finish these socks. Whatever I feel like knitting at the time. I never have a project that I say, today I'm going to work on this, today I'm going to work on that. I need to finish that, so I'm going to work on it. Although when I do go to work, I'll take a project with that I kind of would like to get off of the needles, because then it's the only project I have and then I work on it. But the thing that's really been quite a shame is lately I haven't been able at all to work on any knitting at work because it's been very busy. This week we just got 3 new students, and they're obviously little kids, so it's kind of hard to make them feel comfortable. And here in Germany, we have something called Eingewöhnung, and in America, we don't have it. It's basically where the children come in with their parent for an hour a day, and they slowly get comfortable to being in the classroom. So their parents will stay for an hour, and then maybe the next day they'll stay for an hour and a half, and then the parents will leave them alone with us for maybe 15 minutes, but the rest of the time they're there. And then slowly over the days and weeks, the time gets longer and longer. So then maybe after 3 or 4 weeks, the child is able to be left alone for 6 to 8 hours, how long the parents want them to be left alone. And it's really, really nice and comfortable for the children. And I think that, I'm not sure why that isn't a normal thing in America. It's normal here. It's something that every school does if you're having a child who's under 5 years old. So yeah, we've been very busy with Eingewöhnung, and so I haven't had time to knit on my socks, which is okay. We finally have all of the students that we will have for this year, so after these next couple weeks, Eingewöhnung will be finished with, and I don't know if I'll have knitting time because I've been really busy preparing lesson plans, and tomorrow the whole lesson plan is mine. Because there are 3 different teachers, so we usually kind of split it up, and maybe I do something here, maybe one of my other teachers does something there, but tomorrow the whole lesson plan is mine. I already have it planned, and I'm very excited. Lots of crafts and activities, of course. So there is that one. Let's see what the next one is. Okay, it's so funny when you're so busy in the week, you don't really remember if you've knit on things. I'm almost positive. I did, good. I put in a marker where I left off. So, I hope I did. Maybe I'm totally remembering wrong. No, I definitely knit on these. I'm at the heel. So I actually am at the heel now. I mean, I maybe knit 10 rows on it since the last podcast. This is white birch fiber arts in the refractory colorway. And of course, I adore this yarn. It is, I believe it's 80-10-10. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And it is just so luscious. It's so soft. It's so smooth. I'm also, again, very curious how these will wear and how comfy they'll feel on my feet. I wonder if they will feel nice and buttery. I think my feet will feel very pampered in these socks, and maybe they will just end up being a pair of socks that are worn around the house, cozying in the evening. I don't wear socks to bed at all, and so these won't be bedtime socks or anything, but maybe just house socks for cozy winter evenings. I really want to start knitting themed socks. I know that Diane of Knittables, she was really into this at one time. Now she's super into, oh God, what are these socks called? Oh my goodness, they're talked about all the time. These, there's a sock pattern that she's super obsessed with, and she's always knitting on these socks. and which I really want to knit, and I feel so bad that I can't think of the name of these socks. I'm sure loads of you know what I'm talking about. And she used to always knit themed socks, and way back before Christmas, I started to knit a pair of Regia socks. Do I have them on? No. I started to knit a pair of Regia socks that were red and green, and maybe they had some gray in it, or a really deep gray. And they were my Christmas socks. And I was so inspired by Diane to knit these socks. And they were so fun because I'm Christmas obsessed. It is my most favorite holiday ever. I start listening to Christmas music in October, and I want to decorate my house right away. I don't, of course. But I get into the spirit of Christmas full throttle. So I knit these Christmas socks. I loved them. It was so fun to wear them. And I'm still kind of wearing them. I should put them away so they're just special Christmas socks. And I really want to knit themed socks for lots of things. I would love to have Christmas socks. What else would be fun? Valentine's Day socks, maybe. Easter socks? I don't know. Birthday socks would be kind of cool. Maybe to knit and cast them off on my birthday, or would I cast them on my birthday? Halloween socks I definitely want to knit, and I'll talk about those a little bit later. I already have some yarn in mind. And Christmas socks. I would love to knit a pair of Christmas socks every year. Come on, there have got to be more holidays that I would knit socks for. Why I cannot think of it, I don't know. But yeah. So back to these socks. I'm at the heel. I don't know what heel I will do. I have no idea. I think I'll go for the Fish Lips Kiss heel again on these. And then I really hope that I can remember. I really didn't even think about it with the other pair of socks to do a different toe. I don't know, my mind must have been somewhere else. So I think I'll do the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which was so easy the second time around on the Regia socks. It was so easy. I think I only needed to look at the pattern twice, at the beginning of the heel and then at the end of the heel. And in between, I didn't need to look at it all, which was really cool, because on that second sock I only spent, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes reading the heel pattern, which is nice that it's you pick it up so quickly. I need to stop saying I'm pretty sure I'll have that finished by the next episode because who knows what I feel like working on at the next episode. The next thing that I am working on is not that. Is my Cozy Memories blanket. I knit another square on this one. So it's slowly coming along a little bit more. Whoops. I really wish that I could take that that project to work sometimes, because I don't know, every time I see it I want to work on it, and I'm so sad that I don't have extra yarn for it. I don't know, sometimes I know that this is a blanket that I really, really want to be about my life and my projects that I've done and about important people in my life. So initially I had thought about it and thought that I would only do it with my projects, with things that I have been making, and really have it be very special just for that. But then I feel like I'm very passionate about this project right now, and it's something that I quite enjoy a lot, and I really want to keep working on it while I am so excited about it. And so then that's when I thought, okay, I'll ask my grandma, because she is a very important person and I want her to be a part of this blanket as well. And now I would love for you guys, in a way, I would love for you guys to be involved in my Cozy Memories blanket, because this is a big part of my life. This is such a fun adventure in my life. So if any of you would like to donate some yarn to my Cozy Memories blanket and help me out with my Cozy Memories blanket and be a part of my Cozy Memories blanket, which will be passed down to Elodie and her children if she has children in the far future. It just needs a little teeny ball of yarn. No pressure, you don't have to do it. I mean, and if nobody sends any yarn, that's no problem either. I mean, the blanket will just have its own journey, its own life, its own special memories, and so just shoot me a message and I can give you the PO box that you could send it to. And I would love that if you sent it, you could post a little note of what project you used for this yarn, maybe where it came from, just something simple like that, just so that I know the stories that I'm putting into my blanket and I can knit those things into my blanket, because it's my Cozy Memories blanket. And I hope that whatever yarn you send me, if you choose to do that, that it was full of nice memories, and that it was somehow special to you, because it will be special to me, and thoughts of you and your project and this yarn will go into the blanket, and I think it's going to be so special. I'm so excited. I am excited about it as I'm knitting on it and working on it. And the final thing that I'm working on is bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. Okay, that's a racing song. Brrr, that can be the drums. My Raven's Nest shawl, because it is the 3rd of April. And Tuesday we kicked off our knit along, and Tuesday, thank God, I was able to knit on this at work. Just so happened all 3 of us were there, and we had already gotten lots of work done. The kids were quietly reading stories or looking through books, and so I sat and knit a little bit. And obviously, I didn't do this just in quiet time. I did a little bit last night as well. And yeah, so I cast on my Raven's Nest shawl. And this is what I have so far. It is very beautiful. And this yarn is... this is like a yarn I've never... It's like light as air. It's amazing. And this is Nature's Luxury Bliss A yarn in the inky colorway, and I just adore this yarn. It still has that wonderful lavender smell, and lavender and rose are my absolute favorite smells, along with mint. I love peppermint, lavender, and rose. It's just my favorite. And so this is really nice. Those smells always remind me of my grandma. My grandma only uses bars of soap. Well, not only, but that's her favorite preferable soap. She also uses liquid, but she always has a bar of soap at her sink. And she always gets really nice handmade soaps, and they're almost always lavender, rose, or peppermint. And she has creams that smell like this, and I just love it. I just love them. And so this one, the fact that it smells like lavender is really nice and fun to knit with. And even when you're knitting with it, you can kind of smell the lavender. It's not so strong that it is overpowering, but it's wonderful. And Danitza said that she does indeed soak the yarn in a lavender wool wash, which I actually have as well. I've used lavender soak, and my yarn has never smelled this good afterwards. So I have 2 skeins of the Bliss A, and this yarn is, so what is it? It's 65% cashmere, 35% silk. And it's lovely. It's kind of like a denim periwinkle sort of colorway. Let's bring it a little bit close. I hope that this catches the color all right. And I'm using my my Such Gwenderful Stuff stitch markers. And these are just the rainbow stitch markers, the classic size. So there's that. I'm enjoying it. I know that I will have no problem getting this done in April. I decided that I'm knitting this for my mom. I know she will love it. She is such a sucker for cashmere, and this is her perfect color, and the shawl is so pretty and delicate that I know she will really appreciate it. She has one other shawl that I made her. I think just one. It was an Andrea shawl, and I made it out of 100% bamboo in a sky blue and a white, and it's really pretty. Maybe I can share that with you. My parents are coming to visit actually in 5 weeks, so I am over the moon excited. They'll be here for 2 weeks, and it will just be such a wonderful time. I obviously have time off of work. I don't have the entire 2 weeks, but I took a bit of time off of work. I think they will only be without me for 3 days, so 11 of those days that they're here, I will be here too. So yeah, here is my Raven's Nest shawl, the progress that I have on it. I'm maybe a fourth of the way done, or maybe a fifth. I think a fourth is quite exaggerating. I don't have anything finished, but I have a bit of works in progress, and I've been having a lot of fun with my knitting and casting on new things. I completely ripped out the shawl. I was definitely inspired by a viewer who wrote and said that she agreed the yarn was too busy, and that for my book it would maybe be nicer if I used more plain yarns, which is my plan anyway. I don't want to use anything anymore that is that the yarn is too variegated. I really want to show off the pattern, and while I want to show off the yarn as well, you really need to see the patterns or the texture in the patterns that I'm creating. And I have a new yarn now for the shawl, which I wish I would have brought to show, because it's really pretty, kind of saffron yellow. It's stunning. And yeah, I'll share that with you guys next time, I guess. So now I wanted to share with you some really special things that I've received in the mail this past week. The first thing that I've received is this amazing fiber. So it is a silk and BFL wool blend, a 50-50. It is from Edgewood Garden, edgewoodgarden.com, and I've spun with 50-50 silk and merino before, but I've never spun BFL, period. I think I have 2 roving. I have 1 superwash BFL and 1 normal BFL. I haven't spun them yet, and now I have a BFL in silk, and I know that people love BFL. So for me, BFL in silk seems like an amazing treat. So it's 4.2 ounces, and the color is Water Ski Day. And the dyer's name is Ilga Janssens. So here is just a picture of Edgewood Creation, or Edgewood Garden. And this roving is to die for. I don't know if it's because of the silk or what is making this yarn so shiny, but it is just ridiculously, the colors are so vibrant, they're so strong, and I'm head over heels in love with this roving. I'm very curious how this is going to look spun up. I still am going through that phase like I talked about last week where I don't really know what to do with my hand spun. I'm not inspired to knit with my hand spun. As sad as that is, I have been enjoying spinning it, but I feel like in my mind hand spun, it just doesn't have a purpose for me right now. I don't know what to do with it. But yeah, I know I will end up knitting something with my hand spun at some point. So here is this one, the 50/50 silk and blue-faced Leicester in greens and royal blue, light blue, pale blue, aqua, sage green. So unreal. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm kind of in awe. When I stare at it, I forget that I need to think or even podcast. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait to spin with it. And I have no idea when I'll spin it. Very, very soon. It even looks like there's some very dark violet in there. Royal purple. I just love the shine. I'm so excited to spin this. Maybe I'll have to spin this next. I haven't spun anything so rich in color. So that is the Water Ski Day hand-painted roving from Edgewood Garden. That was a very exciting package this week. The second one is some adorable, such nicely made buttons. And I'm very excited about these ones because I'm pretty sure I will use these for an exciting design. These ones are my favorite, I think. So here these are. These are the bunny, and they're buttons. And how cute is that? So these buttons are from Fascination Studios by Hannah Dewey. She has an Etsy shop, and then she also has an online shop. And while we're on talking about the buttons, this week, Hannah is giving away a package of 5 of, these ones are my favorite actually, 5 of the so heartbreakingly adorable bunny buttons to one of you viewers. So you can win these for a cute little garment for either yourself or for a child. I would totally use these on a project for myself. Mine will go for Elodie. But those ones, you guys can do whatever you want with those. And she makes them out of polymer clay, and she double glazes them with a glossy seal twice. So you can pop these in the wash. You can, they're pretty durable. So the second package of buttons that I got are these ones, which are really sweet. I love these. These will go, I think, for a garment for myself. But we'll see. Who knows when inspiration will hit. And then the final ones are just some plain purple ones, which is nice. They're really versatile, and they're really cool to add a pop of color to a plain cardigan, I think. I think of cardigans when I think of buttons. Yeah. So these are really pretty. They're so nicely made, and I'm very happy to use them on a garment. So that's a fun package, and how cool that you guys, that she popped in a giveaway for you guys, these cute little bunny buttons. And then the final package that I received came as a complete surprise. I did not know this was coming at all. I came home, oh God, I don't even know what day it was, it seems. On Tuesday, I think? You know, it could have been Monday of this week. And there was a package for me on the counter. And a big package. I mean, this was inside, so you can think of how big it was. It was inside of an envelope. And inside was this pink pouch and then this letter. So it says, "You got mail." And then she wrote me a nice little note. "Dear Molly, I hope you're having a wonderful day today." And then she wrote me some things about what she put inside. And so Brenda, I hope I can say your name. You are so wonderful. You're such a doll. That's so sweet of you. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I was totally shocked by this. This is just from a viewer. So this was wonderful. She had asked me for my P.O. box of quite a long time ago. I think it must have been 5 weeks ago. And I kind of had forgotten about it. And then she sent me this. So, and she sent me quite a lot of Tazo Passion Tea, because you guys all know that I love Tazo teas. I think it's probably my favorite brand. And I never see them here in Germany. So it's funny that every time a viewer has sent me tea, and they send me Tazo tea, they always send me a different one, which is really cool that it works out that way. So she sent me the passion tea, and this one is my favorite in the summer for iced tea. I love to drink it cold. I love to brew it up and then drink it cold on a nice warm summer day with some ice cubes, and that's just perfect. So I've had one warm and hot, but I'm saving the others for a cooler day. And then this was like the total freaking jackpot. She sent me 2 more skeins of this amazing yarn, which is so cool because I am just dying to make another pair of socks with this. I know that I can give it away as so many gifts. I also thought about for a future baby. I'm not pregnant, but I really want to make a newborn sweater with this yarn. I think it would look ridiculously adorable. So maybe I'll save it for that. I think it would make such a cute cardigan for a little baby. I have a feeling that's what this will become. And then there's more, you guys. And it doesn't end after I show you this second thing. So, and then she sent me 2 skeins of this colorway. This is really cool colorway. I saw it and I immediately thought, these have to be socks for Robert. It's red, gray, brown, and then a light gray. So there's a charcoal gray, and then a really light gray. So this is Patton's Croy. All of these are rag shades. And this is such a cool colorway. Definitely will work nicely for Robert. And I would even wear these too, but I have so many very feminine sock yarns that when I get one that looks like this, I think it's perfect for Robert, even though he loves colorful socks. Like you guys know, I knit the plum socks for him, and now he wants me to knit him. He really likes that Regia tweed sock yarn, so he wants a couple more socks in that yarn. You guys, I have not told you this yet because I've totally forgotten until now. I'm not gonna cry. Totally kidding. But Robert has lost the plum socks that I knit him. They're lost. He's looked everywhere. We've gone through We completely cleaned out his dresser. We've looked everywhere. They're nowhere to be found. The crazy thing is I'm not super, super heartbroken. I don't know why. I mean, it's frustrating because they were definitely the longest pair of socks that I've ever knit. Longest as in the most amount of time. I've never spent so much time on a pair of socks as I did those. I knit the cuff and the leg way longer than I've knit any other pair of his socks. I've only knit him 3 pair of socks. Or 4. 3. But, I mean, he has huge feet. So he has a US 14 and a European size 46 and a half, 47. And yeah, so he wants more socks in this same yarn, the Regia Trend Tweed. He would like a super dark gray pair. He wants maybe a yellow pair, orange pair, and like a turquoise pair. I really want a black tweed pair. I know that sounds crazy because I know a lot of knitters hate to knit with black, but I really want to. I really want a pair of black tweed socks, hand knit ones. So then the final thing, I mean, I can't really say final because she sent so much stuff. Brenda, you are too cool. Are these. So here they are. And this is Patton's Croy. These do not look like the rag shades. These are the stripes. And can you remember that before I said I want to knit with themed yarn, Halloween themed. I think these will be my Halloween themed yarn. Something about them totally screams Halloween to me. With the different shades of green, purple, gray. I don't know why. Do you guys, does it remind you of Halloween? So, there that is. And then she also included the just cool case that it's in, and it's pink. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but pink is my favorite color. Not for knitting, because I actually never really knit with anything pink. I knit a cardigan in pink when my hair was blonde. I'm naturally blonde, by the way, for those of you viewers who haven't seen any of my new episodes. Older episodes, I mean. But, yeah, pink is my all-time favorite color. I love pink. Not necessarily pink yarn, like I said, but pink things. I really love, I'm super into chic, granny chic, vintage style, like I've mentioned before. And a lot of that has pinks and mint greens and creams and yellow, and I love it. I love pink and girly things. Yeah. So I'm still spinning my wheels right here. I know all of you guys want to see my wheel so bad. So every time when I'm like, my wheel, everyone's like, show us the dang wheel. But guess what? I'm not going to today. I'm spinning my final rolag. I would have been finished with these rolags, but something crazy happened to my wheel. I don't know what is going on with it lately. I hope that I've got it all sorted out. Excuse me, I spun, once I finally thought that I sorted out the problem, I didn't have a lot of time more to spin until Thursday today. And yeah, so I'm on the last rolag now. I know I wanted to have them finished by this episode, but that's life. I'm totally okay with it. I don't feel guilty or anything. But here, let me roll the bobbin out and I guess I should have done this before. I would like to show you the actual yarn that I'm spinning, but I don't think I can. Man, why do I? Okay, it is coming along so pretty. I really love it. So let's see. I'm not spinning it that fine. I think in the end it will be a DK weight plied yarn. So here it is. And it's hard to just see when I show you this one little strand of the yarn, because this yarn is so variegated in color. In spearmint and mint and greens even. Well, I guess which is spearmint. It's a very spearmint and peppermint sort of rolac. And this, I can see that if I knit something, this will be one of the first skeins of hand spun that I actually end up knitting, because when I see this, I'm inspired and kind of dreaming about what projects this could be knit up into. I think it's stunning. I think it's absolutely stunning. And it's so, Elodie is really getting into spinning. She's only 2, but she can do a lot for her age. But I haven't let her try actually spinning yet. She spins without fiber on the wheel. She can perfectly keep the wheel spinning and keep treadling with her foot. It's so cute and funny to watch. She's very proud of it, that she can spin. But I think that she would really enjoy actually spinning. Excuse me again. And I have a huge bag. I don't even know how many pounds or kilo. I have a whole fleece from a sheep, and maybe I will let her use some of that and spin it. Because I think that would be really cool and special. I think it would be really neat to have her spin up something in some super thin and thick yarn and then make something small with it. Like, how cool would that be to be like, Elodie, this is something that I knit from some yarn that you made when you were 2. That would be pretty special. So maybe I'll take some time and do that with her. Maybe in the summer. I think I want to wait a little bit and let her slowly become more advanced in her learning, because for a child, so much is changing month by month, and I think in a couple of months, maybe she's a little bit more ready for spinning, which is exciting. We have a giveaway. Our giveaway, we had a book, The Dishcloth Diva Knits On, and our winner is Emile Carve, 1963. So Emilia is her name. Congratulations, you have won Dishcloth Diva Knits On. And I hope that you decide to knit 1 or 2 or 10 of the patterns this month, because we do have our cooperative press knit along this month, and so far a couple of people have cast on their projects. 3 of us are knitting the Raven's Nest shawls so far. I hope more of you want to join along and knit the Raven's Nest shawl. Super fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's a really easy autopilot knitting at the moment. I'm not at the lace yet. I hope to be there next week. Here I am again with my hopes. But yeah, so congratulations, Amelia. I hope that a lot of you also want to hop on the cooperative press bandwagon. They have such awesome books, such fun books with so many neat patterns. So definitely, definitely, definitely go and take a look at the books, because I would love to have more of you on board and lots of people knitting along with us, getting lots of chatter going. It was so fun last month with our fingering weight knit along. There were so many people involved. It was fantastic, so wonderful. So now I can announce our giveaways for the Cooperative Press knit along. We have, you guys just wait for these two giveaways. So one person will be winning Color Adventure yarn. This is a beautiful evergreen and emerald green variegated, lightly variegated, but absolutely gorgeous skein in the Girly Fun base, DK weight, 75% merino, 20% silk, and 5% stellina. So that silk content makes such a big difference. It is really crazy how much 10 or 20, I mean obviously 20% is huge, how much of a difference that makes in your yarn, and it really softens and smooths this up, and there are so many wonderful, pretty possibilities that you can do with this. A pair of mittens, even a hat, a shawlette. Susan B. Anderson has a beautiful shawlette pattern that she has out that this would be really nice for. Laura Linneman as well. Lala Knits has a really pretty shawlette pattern that's out. And anyway, so this is beautiful. And the winner, whoever wins this, will also get a set of stitch markers. So you won't just get the yarn, you'll also get a set of stitch markers. And these are the extended rainbow stitch markers that I talked about last week from Such Wonderful Stuff. You get a ridiculous amount of stitch markers. I don't think that you will ever need another pair of stitch markers in your life. I also have this exact set, but not the extended version, so you get way more stitch markers than I do. So you'll get that, and then the Color Adventure DK weight yarn in the forest. That's a fun prize. And then the second winner gets a skein of the Cyborg Craft Room fingering weight yarn. And this is the Joan Collins Blazer colorway. 75% merino superwash, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. So two glitter yarns. And then the winner of this one will get the jumbo extended rainbow stitch markers. So these stitch markers are a bit bigger. They're the jumbo ones. And you also get loads of these. They're so pretty. I really love Gwendolyn's stitch markers. They're so ridiculously practical. They're so practical. It's nice that they're most of them are just circular. She also has the shaped ones, which I really actually like too. I talked about those last episode. But most of hers are these circular ones in a lot of different sizes, and I love the tin that they come in. Something about this tin just makes me so freaking happy. And Gwendolyn has a discount code also in her shop right now. It's just, the coupon code is Happy Birthday, and you get 10% off of stitch markers that are already ridiculously well priced. So yeah, and I think that's until the end of April, or it could even be April 10th. I think it's April 10th, but I will, she wrote it in the forum, of last week's episode. So go and check that out. But anyway, it ends sometime in April, so you better go over there as quick as you can. It's such wonderful stuff on Etsy, and she has really nice stitch markers, a lot of them, for amazing price in a cute, cute, cute tin. And they even make a fun sound. You can even make music with them if you're into that sort of thing. So, Cyborg Craft Room, amazing colorway, by the way. This is so beautiful. This was really, really, really hard not to keep this for myself. And she has an Etsy store, of course. Cyborg Craft Room is just one of my favorite yarns. I think next to Lene, Cyborg Craft Room is a pretty close second. It's almost tied with them, I think, with Lene yarns. And you guys, speaking of Lene, I hope that you guys can really, really think and keep Vanessa in your thoughts, because she's going through a very, very, very hard time right now. Her nephew just died in a car crash, and she's going through a very, very rough time. So I hope that we can keep her in our hearts and think about her and send her and her family loads and loads of hugs and warm feelings and positive feelings, because I cannot imagine going through something like that. So, Vanessa, we care about you like crazy. We're thinking about you. So on another note, those are the giveaway prizes for our knit along. I am so excited to be hosting it. I'm excited to have you joining me. I'm excited that some people have already cast on and have shared with us that they've cast on, and that we're just having fun working on projects together and working on the same sort of projects together. It's always fun. So a little shop update. I still have the same things in the shop. Obviously the bag that I showed you before. I have this one, which is adorable. Really pretty feather one. I have Mother Bee. I always think of Juniper Grace when I see this, because she's knitting right now I think they're like the Bumblebee fingerless mitts. Then I have A Day at the Pond. And then I have Roar. I sent my good friend Helga this one. She's the one who sent me the teacup and the yarn and the project bag, actually, which is this project bag, which my Raven's Nest shawl is in. It's from Petaluma, California, which is where she's from. So Helga, I'm using your bag. I love it. It's cute. Every time I see it, I think about you. Yeah, you know, I really wanted to spend this episode talking about my new book, but I feel like I've gone on long enough in this episode. So maybe we save it for next time. I think we'll save it for next time. So next time, if you guys have any questions about my new book, post them in this episode thread. I'll answer them. I already kind of knew what I was going to talk about, but if there's anything you want to know, then ask me. I mean, it doesn't even have to be about my book. There's a what do you want to hear about thread. And if there's anything you want to hear about, even if you're just like, I'm going to ask her 3 questions. What's your favorite color? What is your favorite word? Why do you like this and this? Any single question. It can be the weirdest question. ever, just as long as it's appropriate, obviously. So, yeah, it was such a pleasure talking with and hanging out with you guys today. I always enjoy it. I'm always looking forward to podcasting and hearing feedback from you and hanging out with you a little bit in the boards. I know I've been a little bit absent, I think, in the past 2 weeks, but life, as always, is so wonderfully jam-packed. But it's funny, I was talking to one of my good friends, Nicole, and she sent me a message actually, and she was saying it's so crazy how sometimes the busiest times of your life are the times when you have the most creativity flowing inside of you and where you are producing the most things and so much is coming out of you. They're the busiest, but they're sometimes the most amazing. And I feel like that. Like I mentioned last week, I have some exciting things that I'm going to be showing you sometime in the future. Not so far away, sometime in the near future, that I will be putting up in the shop. In my Etsy shop, which soon will be changing over to Big Cartel very, very soon. I will not have anything on Etsy anymore. I will let you know about that on the threads and on the podcast as well. So, all right, enough chatter. You guys continue enjoying the rest of your day. I hope that your past week was as lovely as mine was, and I hope that your week ahead, until we see each other next time, is also a fabulous one. So I will speak with you a little bit later, and happy knitting, happy crafting, happy handwork. Bye.